Hi, good people. I'm here yet again to address the question about spacing. Most of you have been asking me what is the spacing in my farm, and thank you for all of you who've been commenting on my YouTube channel. I appreciate you all, and those of you who've been writing to me on my email. I'm yet to get back to all of you, but I will also do that without any failure. But for today, we'll be talking about spacing of coffee plants. Spacing is key. If you want to have the best yields, you have to have the right spacing. I know we've spoken this before in other videos, but it has been part of another bigger segment. Like in a former video where we were talking about hacks, coffee hole hacks, we talked about spacing, but it wasn't the main subject. So today we're going to tell you why it's very important to have spacing right from the word go. Coffee plants need spacing to grow, and the right spacing can make all the difference in maximizing yields. In my farm, I do 2 meters apart from one plant to another. Not it's from one plant to another, it's 2 meters apart. I probably made a hitch the other time and said 2 feet, but it's 2 meters apart from one tree, from one coffee tree to another. For growers, figuring out the perfect distance between plants can be a challenge. You want to give them enough room to breathe. That's the whole point of having the spacing. I grow Batian and I also grow Riru 11, and some of them are also and a few SL plants. For SL, they grow way longer and they have longer branches. So if that was the main crop in my farm, I would honestly go for 3 meters because the branches are very long. But for these others, Batian and Driru 11, the ones that are disease resistant that I'm focusing on, I do 2 meters apart. You want to give them enough room to breathe, but not so much that you're wasting space. You don't want to waste your space in your land. Again, that's if you do too much spacing, it will be a waste of something that could have yielded you more income. Many growers face issues like overcrowding, which leads to reduced air circulation, increased disease susceptibility, and lower yields. Others might leave too much space, resulting in wasted land and resources. I will tell you one thing, if you do less than 2 meters between one plant and another, there's a problem with air circulation. And you know, some of those diseases like leaf rust and coffee berry diseases, they thrive very well in dense air where there's no the air where the sun is not penetrating enough, and god forbid you're not doing proper pruning, because maybe you're not even able to go in between the plants to do it because it's like a green wall. So the best thing to do is to have proper spacing and make sure that your costs will reduce, because you don't have to deal with those diseases if your plant is properly spaced. It's a delicate balance that can make or break your harvest. Some growers might not even realize the impact of plant spacing on their yields, while others might be struggling to find the right balance. Whatever the case, my friend, it's clear that plant spacing is a crucial factor in coffee production. It's actually very important to have proper spacing, whatever you do. If you do not want to increase the cost, because if you do wrong spacing, you're gonna spend more money on insecticides and and all those chemicals trying to control plant diseases. Proper practice would be spacing. The recommending plant spacing technique is based on simple yet effective principle, giving each plant enough space to receive adequate sunlight, water, nutrients. Most of the time, you will not know all these things unless you are because when the when a coffee plant is small, you won't know what to become, especially if this is your first time to grow coffee. You will not know what to become in future. You don't know. You don't even know whether someone has even sold you the wrong type of seedling. So the best thing is to give it proper spacing so that in case the variety is not even the right one that you are hoping for, then you'll be fine. But 2 meters apart, I insist on that. This allows for healthy growth, better fruit production, and easier maintenance. What's more, this technique also takes into account the mature size of the plants, ensuring they have enough room to grow without overcrowding. You don't want to be creating a green wall in your farm. Most people think that, oh, if I plant, let's say, 1,200 coffee bushes in 1 acre, I'm going to harvest a lot. You might just harvest a lot in the first year, but the second year, my friend, it will be a nightmare. You will lose all that money trying to buy all those chemicals that I'm telling you. The science behind this technique lies in the fact that coffee plants have a unique growth pattern. They tend to grow outwards rather than inwards. Yeah, we all know that, which means they need space to spread out. By giving them enough room, you're allowing them to reach their full potential. This technique also promotes better soil health as the soil isn't depleted of nutrients by overcrowded plants. So, what's the magic number? The key insight here is that by spacing your coffee plants about 2 meters apart, minimum 2 meters apart, you can potentially double your yields. This might sound too good to be true, but numbers don't lie. Without optimal spacing, you can increase your plant with optimal spacing, you can increase your plant density, which directly translates into more coffee cherries and higher yields. It's not just about the spacing, though, it's also about the overall health and well being of your plants. You know, I liken this to having so many players, football players in one field. Like if you have more than 7 players in a soccer team on one side, then there are too many. At some point, they might just score the goal, but at some point, they're too crowded. They might just be hitting each other and causing injuries to each other. So keep what is the required size of the plants or the size of the soccer tournament team. That's my own analogy. It's okay to laugh. To make the most of this technique, it's essential to consider factors like soil quality, climate, and pruning practices. All these have been discussed in my former videos. Pruning, it's quite once you learn how to do it, you can go back to my videos, you'll see the pruning practices. By combining optimal plant spacing with these other factors, you can create an ideal environment for your coffee plants to thrive. If you're still here, I'm glad that you got a chance to watch and listen to this video, and you can also see on the farm, like the practices. We don't just talk, we just practice what we say. I don't tell you things that I don't do. So, thank you so much for watching. Next time, I will be discussing the importance of organic foliar that I discovered that I've been spraying into my coffee plants. And you want to stick around, subscribe for more to watch that. And I've realized that most of you are watching these videos without subscribing. Please help us reach our goal. If all of you subscribe, we'll be able to reach so many of the subs of other people who might be benefit from growing coffee. You help one person, help two, help many. It's all that we need in this world. See you later.